The Brethren of Chaos podcast.
Hello, and welcome back to the next episode of the Brethren of Chaos podcast.
The next one?
The next one. Well, is this 20?
It is 20.
20.
Yep.
And do you know when you think about it and you think, 20 episodes, nothing. First 20 episodes, but then we think you did an hour and a half at least. 20 times.
20 hours.
That's like over 30 hours
wow.
of listening.
Listening and rambling.
Yeah. It's just, it's getting mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just feel like it's just so easy to come in and do it, and
it's beyond natural.
yeah, we just keep on going, don't we?
We could have a nap now and do it, and it'll do it in our sleep, literally.
How have you been, Steve?
I've been all good. I've been good.
Yeah. I think because I saw you last weekend, and then we did a couple last weekend, and then did one on the Monday
right after
or Tuesday. I feel like now, because I've waited a whole almost week, I feel like I haven't seen you for ages.
Yeah, what's happened? What's going on?
What about how was your weekend? What have you been up to?
My weekend was all right. I went for a walk with Matty and Nisha.
Yeah.
That was good in the Peak District. Nice weather.
I think I'm going to go for a walk this weekend, you know.
Where are you thinking?
I don't know. I really want to go Pell Vell and me, but...
Yeah, just go.
I'm going for a drink on Friday, and I wasn't planning on, but...
You're not... you're just going to...
I wasn't planning on going.
But now you are.
But now I think I'm going to go.
On a Monday. You planned on a Monday for the Friday.
Yeah.
Even though you wasn't planning.
Just some people I used to work with are going to the pub, so...
Fair enough.
So you went for your walk?
Oh, yeah. I had the camera out, the binoculars.
Yeah.
Looking at birds.
The camera?
Yeah, I got a good, Japanese retro... What is it called?
Like a Fujifilm?
No, I think it's Olympus. Is it? No. I can't remember, actually.
What is it? Lemus or something? Something like that. That rings a bell. I can kind of see the logo.
Yeah.
Of starting with an L and ending in an S.
I think it starts with an O.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know what I'm looking at.
What are you picturing? But it's like a retro one. Like, you know, like the 60s ones with the tape.
Oh, it's got the film.
But it hasn't got the film. It's like... you know, like based on it, like a retro rerun type thing.
So
it's like digital.
It's a digital camera, but it's based on that.
Yeah.
You should get one with film, though.
Oh,
I've got like a really old camera in my room. I tidied my room the other day and
found it.
I was like, what the fuck? If I could get that working, I might try and get.
You're like a photographer in Vietnam.
Might be my little project, yeah.
There we go, yeah.
Anything on? So you took some
nice pictures. Did some bird watching.
Did you use your pause button to take it in and?
Enjoy the. You know what was funny actually? Simon messaged me. Simon, who was on the Napoleon episode, and he was saying about when we were on about the pause, using the pause.
Yeah.
And he said he was thinking exactly what I was thinking. And it wasn't about you taking it all in. It was just about getting a long night's sleep.
He messaged me as well, and he said, and I know we're like a couple of weeks gone now, but I do need to say that Simon did mention that we should do an episode on Would You Rather questions. And I do want to give him a little bit of
bit of credit.
A little bit of credit, yeah. He did also tell me that we got one of the... This is what I like, and we will have to do something like this because we say so much shit that's so wrong.
Oh, yeah. We have to fact check back a bit.
Yeah, there was a couple of sayings that got muddled up that Simon alerted me of, so...
All right. Are you going to tell us, or...?
I think it was like the Master of...
Are these going to be right here now?
I don't know. See, I can't, because I need... I feel like I need it written down. But like, what did we say? We said a Master of...
Master of one.
What is that saying?
Master of not...
I've completely gone blank. I don't even want to say anything because I know it will definitely be wrong now.
Yeah, we'll have to go back again.
Yeah, hello. But yeah,
Yeah, there's a few that's muddled up a bit.
So it was nice of Simon to... Well, I was at Doncaster Races on Friday.
And
Simon did alert me of all the mistakes I was making. Really brought down the mood, to be honest.
You sat there pondering on what you said.
Yeah. So, sorry, Steve, back to your little bit of photography.
I'm not a photographer. I wouldn't say I'm good or anything, but I think it's just an excuse if you get me to
I think
to be
if you just keep going, though, you get good. You must get some good pictures. Because I'm not a photographer. I used to be phone when I went through that little thing of taking loads of pictures. Yeah, and that was like... I felt like I got pretty good.
You do feel like I'm looking a bit more, like different...
A photographer's eye.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say I'm any good at yet.
No.
But yeah, I did that. That was my...
That was Saturday?
That was Saturday.
Anything Sunday?
I watched the football. We don't have to talk about that.
I'm not bothered. Should have had a penalty, but
he was diving a lot though.
That's the reason he didn't get that penalty, guaranteed.
Was it Matip? Yeah, who wins the back of Gordon.
Yeah, he just fucking pushes him over, completely bundles him to the ground.
I wouldn't have complained if it was a penalty.
No, I thought it was good. I was out gardening, and I know
that's what you want to be on a Sunday.
Well, I know
you want to be gardening.
It was hard graft as well. I'm still aching, to be honest. And I know I said a couple of weeks ago that I'm done with the gardens. I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah, you're retiring from that.
But no, I did go out gardening, so I got back in for the second half. And do you know what's ridiculous?
So you avoided the match for gardening?
I didn't want to get home. I wasn't desperate to get home for it. Basically.
Yeah, I get you.
I was listening to it on the radio on the way back.
Yeah.
And there was no nerves at all. I wasn't bothered, just chilling out, listening on the radio. And then as soon as I got in and I put it on the telly, I just started getting dead nervous. Like that's like sick feeling and
your heart rate going.
Yeah, my heart rate going, hands sweating.
Looking around. Who's in the room with me?
Yeah. I didn't know what was going on. So I might just start watching them all, or listening to them all on the radio.
I know somebody who does that.
Yeah.
Just listens to it on the radio and he says he can't go back now.
Yeah, old people do that, don't they?
Yeah.
My granddad used to do that. Only listen to it on the radio.
While you're gardening.
Yeah. While he's tending to his shrubbery.
Well, the thing is, if you listen to it on the radio, you literally freed up your time.
Yeah, because you can do anything else.
Yeah.
And
like on that Sunday... Actually, I went fishing, actually. That's what I did on Sunday.
Yeah.
But like...
In the morning or...?
Like, before the... Yeah, afternoon.
Before the match.
Yeah, I know. And like, I think I could have just listened to it, really. Just carried on fishing.
Yeah.
Ticked off
it's almost
boxes.
nice having the radio on.
Yeah. Just in the background, voices.
Because I did that, like, I was obviously gardening, I was coming to the end, I was blowing the drive and sweeping everything up and just clearing up. And I'd put it on the radio in my car, blasting with the windows down.
Wait, who was the commentators?
Oh, fucking Stephen Warnock.
Stephen Little Ormskirk lad.
Yeah, little Ormskirk lad, Stephen Warnock. But no, that was all right.
Yeah.
I kind of like doing that. So that was Sunday. So as I said, I was at Doncaster Races.
How did that go?
Long day.
I know you were saying you had to dress casual. No,
smart casual.
Smart casual. Did you figure out what that is?
I just put like some. I didn't wear jeans. I put some like chino like trousers, like work trousers on. And a t-shirt and a jacket.
Scruffs. What are they called? Dunlop.
Dunlops. Yeah.
Dunlops.
And some trainers, but
trainers.
Well, like smart
like boat trainers.
No, like smart ones, like
smart ones.
I don't know, like the ones you'd wear, like the ones I'd wear if I was going out, that kind of trainer.
Yeah, I get you.
So, but I feel like I looked all right. No one said anything.
No.
And I don't think they would have said anything if I turned up in fucking trackies or swimming trunks or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
No, so Doncaster Races, good day.
Yeah. Did you drink loads like the previous races you went to and you were wrote off? Yeah,
I did. I drank quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't go as hard as I did last time. Where it was, so it's like 9 o'clock start again. And then coach to Doncaster. Yeah. Obviously Doncaster's further away than Aintree, so it was a few drinks on the coach.
Get the radio on.
Stopped for a breakfast.
Oh, so you had a breakfast this time?
Which helped me out.
Oh, you had a breakfast last time,
Yeah, I had a breakfast last time.
Yeah.
Stopped for a breakfast. Back on the coach, a few more drinks at the races. Drinks at the races. Yeah. Won a couple.
Oh, yeah.
Did all right. And then, do you know who Pieface is?
Oh, I know him, yeah. Yeah. Well, I seen it, and Joe posted a picture, yeah.
We saw him. It's just like, we'll
have to tell the listeners, Pieface is, he's a YouTuber, isn't he?
He's a YouTuber, yeah.
Who's
like FIFA and stuff like that.
Yeah. How is he famous, really?
I don't know. It was in that period of time where YouTube was massive and anyone who was doing anything was getting pretty big.
He was on Big Brother, wasn't he?
He was, yeah, which I didn't realise until one of the lads said.
Yeah. He was good on that.
Was he?
He was funny on that. I think he's just funny in general, isn't he?
Yeah, he's an interesting character.
Yeah. But his face definitely looks like a pie.
Yeah. I didn't speak to him a lot.
No,
I didn't really get. I know, just said he was an interesting character. I didn't really get judge of the character. Kind of just like stalked around, waiting for him,
milling around,
and then ran over and was like, "Can I get a picture?" Because it'll be fucking funny. Yes, we saw him, and then on the coach back, a few more drinks, and the coach was dead nice as well.
Yeah,
like tables and stuff. It was like a
limousine coach.
The coach driver said, "You're allowed to drink on the coach, boys. Just I'm picking up a football team tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
no
clear
sick.
it all up." So it was that kind of That kind of coach, a nice one.
Wait, was the toilets on the coach?
Yeah, not a lot of space. Basically, like an airing cupboard.
Into a hole.
Yeah, I had to, like, my neck was like sideways.
Fucking
trying to have a wee. But
well, I was going to say, it reminded me of a story. I'll just dead quick. I'll say because I was out with Matty, and Matty was telling. Matty would be alright. He was telling me this, but it was with Matty and Joe, and I don't know who went to Spain when they all went to Spain.
I didn't go.
And they were saying they went on a coach ride, and they weren't allowed to drink. And they snuck a load of drinks on, and they were drinking, and they realised the coach didn't have a toilet.
Oh my
So
God.
they're all drinking, trying to hide it, and they're all desperate for a piss. And he said, like, eventually the coach driver knew they'd all been drinking because they're just like
getting louder and louder,
trying to like get off for a piss,
begging him to stop. No, so this one had the toilet.
Yeah,
and we were all right. So, and then we stopped for a carvery.
What the fuck?
On the way home, in the same pub we had the breakfast.
You just got the coach driver to be like,
no, it was arranged.
Oh right.
The coach driver came for the carvery as well.
Does he come?
Yeah.
What about everybody else on the coach?
Yeah, no, it was all like this. They're in like, so I went with Joe.
Yeah.
And Joe's dad. They're in like this stupid, like, it's a weird like racing club where they go like a couple times a year.
What?
It's all this big arrangement.
What? And the carvery's involved.
Yeah.
I
I paid
like
for
that.
it and everything.
And the coach driver.
And the coach driver came and had a carvery. I was like fairly drunk at this point.
Yeah.
So I totally overdid it at the carvery.
Oh, I see.
And then I got back on the coach and didn't say a word for like an hour.
Yeah,
on the way
completely
home.
done.
And then I had to go home.
Go to sleep.
But did get this video of Joe. Joe got the hiccups really bad.
Oh, fucking
And
hell.
I don't know what it was about the hiccups, but it made him seem drunker. And he was like...
not getting enough oxygen to
he
his
was
head.
wobbling, stumbling around. He was like, couldn't keep up with me. I was like, what
the
is
fuck?
going on? Like a lack of oxygen that was causing to his fucking brain was sending him all wobbly.
And you videoed it.
Yeah, I got a sneaky little video. And sorry, Joe, if you don't realise that I got a video of you. So yeah, that was my Friday.
That sounds good, that.
And then, so I went home. I was in bed by 10.
Oh, that's perfect.
Fast asleep.
Yeah.
Woke up at like midnight sweating, like roasting hot. And literally, do you know that like dip you've got, like the front of your collarbone there?
Yeah.
I had a pool of sweat in that part, like the bottom of my neck. I was sweating that much. So anyway, did that. Woke up fresh.
Nice.
Felt good.
How long sleep? Long sleep?
I probably woke up, so from 10 till about 7:30.
Oh, that's solid, that.
It was alright, yeah.
Yeah.
With the like little interval in between.
Panic interval.
Yeah, probably had a
fever
nightmare.
dream.
Oh, I've got a good dream to tell you about actually as well.
Oh, God, here we go.
From that night, I think. No, from one of the nights over the weekend. But, so I woke up and then obviously I've been sweating in my bed, so
Yeah.
I needed to clean it. And I just cleaned my whole room. Did a
Full
proper
blitz.
deep cleanse,
What
yeah.
it fucking refreshes you, doesn't
So
it?
refreshing.
Feels like you're starting a new life, don't you?
And then I had the Hoover, and my mum and dad were like, "Oh, we do the stairs as well." So I did the stair. I went and I cleaned the whole bathroom as well. I don't know what was going on.
This is the Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. I spent the whole day.
Cleaning.
Honest to God, started at about. I probably did 12 hours of cleaning.
Wow.
So yeah. So that was my Saturday. My dream.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
this is just dead quick. So I had a dream. It was me. And then there were like a couple of guys, a couple of girls there, and I reckon that I know them, and know that I knew them in my dream.
Mhm.
And I know they say like, you know all the faces in your dream
Yeah.
because you've seen them all before. But
Yeah.
these were
Isn't
like,
there a bit where isn't there something in your dream where you can't make a new face?
yeah. So you've seen every face, but I knew these people. Like
Yeah,
I can't
I
don't
know
know
what
if they
you
were
mean.
people like whoever they were. And then there were these two men who were like long hair, big beards, like quite skinny guys, like hippie looking guys, but two of them looked exactly the same.
Yeah.
And then you know that in the Olympics, like that fast walking sport, that event,
The speed walking.
speed walking.
Is that in the Olympics?
I think it is, or it's like it's definitely a.
I know there's speed
I've
walking.
definitely seen it on the television.
Have you ever seen Malcolm in the Middle?
I have seen it, but I don't
Hal
know.
does speed walking for one of the episodes.
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking of?
It's like that, yeah. Where they do like the funny walk, and it's like the rule is you can't have both feet on the floor at the same time.
Or you can't have both off.
Yeah, you can't. Oh, so it's
One's always got to be on the floor.
Yeah.
And then if both are off, then it's classed as running, isn't it, or something?
is that what it is?
I think so.
Because it's like a bit of a leap.
Yeah.
So
Bit of airtime.
yeah. So these guys are teaching me and the friends I'm with how to do it. and they say what it is, the key to it is to get your little toe and to fold it under your other toes, and then that gets the technique.
What?
So that was my dream.
Yeah. Now that's a bit. First of all, where's that come from?
I don't know.
Like, have you been watching speed walking?
No.
Two hippies?
No.
Nothing?
Do you know what? What I thought was that I'd had a conversation about speed walking
Yeah.
in the day or the days leading up to that dream.
I get you.
But I didn't. That was also part of the dream.
That you thought you had the
Yeah.
Dreamception.
Yeah,
Inception.
dreamception.
Wow.
It was too much. So that happened at some point over the weekend. I can't remember what night.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, obviously, I went gardening and watched the match.
Perfect Sunday, minus the result for you, but
I'm not too bothered about it. I think if we have a little... We don't really like talking about football, do we, on here? Because you kind of get caught up in it. But I think... I know that Everton are in trouble. And we've got a couple of tough games going on. If we can win one of these games, Chelsea at home or Leicester away, then I think we'll be all right.
Yeah.
If we don't, then it puts too much pressure on those next three. Like the Watford away, Brentford at home, Crystal Palace at home.
And then it's just game over if you lose all them, isn't it?
Yeah. And we've got to keep an eye on Burnley and Leeds. Leeds have got tough 4 games though. Like they could be down there.
Yeah.
Which I didn't realise, but and my boss in work's a Leeds fan.
Fucking hell.
So we have a little chat like every Monday morning. Gives me a ring and he's like, we talk about the footy for a bit. And I said, we're gonna have to stop doing this.
Yeah, this is
depressing me at the start of the week. Yeah, that's a little catch up. I like doing that.
Yeah, little intro.
Do you know? And for the listeners, we used to do this like off pod, didn't we? At the start.
Yeah.
And we've started like bringing it in, especially when it's just us two as well. We just have a little catch up. It's nice.
Just dropping what we've done.
We have got some little pod works to do, haven't we? A little bit of like housekeeping with the pod.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Housekeeping. Well, actually, it seems like you should be doing it from your housekeeping tidying.
Yeah. I am a bit of a domestic goddess.
There we go.
I was cutting grass as well.
Yeah.
I seriously grafting on the old home and garden works. So we've never really done this, have we? Like to ask people to subscribe. But I feel like I've treated this a lot like it is just us coming in and chatting, and it doesn't go anywhere after that.
Yeah.
And it's only me who listens to it.
Yeah,
that's what I feel like it is. But no, we just we want to ask all the listeners, make sure you're subscribing to YouTube's, following us on our socials, Instagram, Twitter.
I think you can follow on like Spotify, can't you?
Yeah, follow on Spotify. You can rate.
Can you
rate the podcast? Yeah,
what?
I gave us a rating the other day. Obviously a biased 5-star, but yeah, just keep it. We just want to try. I think we're at the level now, aren't we, where we want to just push it a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to see like what's going on.
Yeah,
like how many is listening.
Yeah, because we get little figures and stuff like that, don't we? But I want to see some ratings and just see what's going on. We're probably we might get a Patreon going on so we can have a few early releases to people who are interested. Reddit we're going to push a little bit. I made a joke to Steve. So me and Steve were talking about this before, and he's saying like, I wish we could just have. So surely one of you listeners out there is just sat there doing nothing right now,
nothing at all,
just listening to the podcast and wants to run our social media and just so we don't have to worry about it. We'll give you all the content you need. We'll take pictures of ourselves doing whatever you want, but you guys just run it.
Yeah, you can take the reins. Take the reins.
Yeah, but no, I think that's the right way to look at it. I've always said that like people would go, oh, what are you doing to promote it, and have you got any sponsors? And it's never been like that for me, but I've always just liked it kind of just for me, like to spill over. But I think we're at the level now, 20 episodes in. We could do stuff with it. I feel confident asking people to please subscribe and like and rate and follow and all that good stuff. Turn it into a really dark cult. Yeah, a horrible dangerous cult. I was doing my security clearance today for work, and they asked me if I was in like any, like not a cult, like, but it was like. wait. Start from the beginning. Okay, so you're going into work. Well, I had to do it on my laptop. On your laptop, and I haven't been doing it. And I had a couple of reminders from the woman. And they ask you directly. They ask you not a cult, but like any involvement in like terrorism or like crime groups and. What was it like? Espionage and sabotage, all this mad stuff. What the fuck? Why like anyone who's in that? They're obviously going to say no anyway. Yeah. So what happens if you say yeah? They're going to believe you. I don't know what happens. I was speaking to someone though, and they said that once you put like the first form in, you start getting questioned on everything anyway. Ah, I see.
What?
So then they'd want to know what level of espionage you were up to.
I think you should put it just for a laugh, just to see.
No, because that would jeopardise my security clearance, Stephen.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine if they find something on you.
Exactly.
It's not me. It
I'd
wasn't
be
me.
terrified. Like, I was thinking, because it was asked, like, your criminal background and
Yeah.
convictions and stuff, but it asked, like, the first thing was, like, convictions, and I've had, like, parking fines before.
No, yeah.
And I was like, do I put yes here? And then it says at the end, like, excluding parking and speeding fines.
Parking tickets.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Could this be classed as a cult?
I
The
don't know.
Brethrens?
Well, I was worried.
If we say it's a cult, then does that mean it's a cult?
Well, I'm worried now about some of the things I've said. Do you know the way you like to keep things a little bit PC, especially about work and stuff, whereas I seem to let everything loose.
Yeah, you do go on about work, don't you? You mention work and
Yeah. So maybe
you say a bit.
you've learned enough about me personally, all the listeners, and I think I might have to rein it in a little bit.
You're becoming a shadow.
Yeah. But no, that's what I've got so far. Should we? Did you? Well, we had a little catch up about last week. This is funny now because it's not being like this.
Yeah.
Where normally, well, for a while it hasn't been like this. Where the last episode I've listened to isn't the one I listened to yesterday. Isn't the one we recorded last week.
Oh, I get it, yeah.
So it hasn't been like that for a while because
Yeah.
we haven't had a buffer. But no, I was listening to the Would You Rather,
Yeah.
and I mean, it got a little bit. It gets a little bit tangenty,
A
doesn't
bit
it?
all over the place.
Yeah.
I know, I think it was, we definitely went deep into a lot of it.
Yeah. There's some good. I don't know whether, like, and the people who know me, I think, like, for listeners who don't know us personally,
Yeah.
like our mates, they might be listening and going, this guy's got some really good insights. But when, like, all our mates who are listening are like, what is Cal talking about here?
What are you chatting?
What is he doesn't believe any of this stuff. That's not how he lives his life. But no, I don't know. I feel like I said to you, didn't I? We'd asked all the Would You Rather questions, and I
Yeah.
still had like 35 minutes to go, and
Yeah.
I was like, what have we talked about
Where
again?
is this going?
Yeah, because I got no idea what went on.
The best is what Charles told us when he said he had to keep on pausing it
Oh yeah,
to answer the questions himself.
They're the one. And do you know what? That's like a big thing. Like I loved reading that because I've always said to the lads, like, when you listen to it, I want you to feel like part of the conversation. That's
Yeah.
the reason I listen to podcasts
Oh, yeah,
myself,
yeah.
because I feel like I'm part of that conversation.
Totally.
So that was good to hear from Charles. What else was good to hear?
Oh, are you gonna tell him, really?
Well, I don't want to go. I'm not going to go into his reasoning behind it, but I will out him.
He did have a good reason.
It was a good reason.
Very good
It
reason.
wasn't sadistic. It wasn't selfish or anything like that. It was actually a really lovely reason, and we've told him that. But when I was saying on the Would You Rather episode, I'm going to find someone who chooses to
love somebody but never sees them.
to have the love of their life and keep them
Yeah.
and never see them, rather than letting them be happy with someone else.
Yeah.
We found it. That's all I'm going to say. We found the person.
Yeah, that's all that needs to be said on that.
Yeah. So, so for the listeners, you've listened to the Would You Rather questions and undoubtedly loved them.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Hutchins came out. That was deep
Yeah.
as fuck.
Yeah.
Didn't get over that.
I don't want to talk about it, actually.
No.
No.
When I can't wait to listen to it again because, like, genuinely state, if I can have an early access to that, and
Yeah.
just keep listening to it all this week. But this week we've decided, and this was like pretty short. We've done a lot of topics and stuff that requires a few days of research and
Yeah, a bit of thinking.
a bit of preparation. We've just gone for something pretty broad, haven't we?
Yeah, I think it covers quite a bit.
Where we can have a chat and just get down some. I want to learn a bit as well because I'll let you introduce the subject, Steve. But I don't know as much as I thought about this stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. And do you know what? And the stupid thing is, I've taught this subject when I was doing my teacher training.
What?
I taught like children about this.
Wait, what ages are we talking here?
I think it was year 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great age.
But
to
I
be
remember
teaching.
doing this in year 3. Do you remember, like?
Vaguely. Yeah.
So
vaguely.
go on, you'll introduce it so I can stop tiptoeing around it.
So the Vikings.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a little go at the Vikings. We've got a couple of people we want to home in on, haven't we?
Yeah.
A couple of legends.
That's it.
But I remember doing the Vikings when I was like probably year 3 and like building like longboats and stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all that stuff.
I remember that. That's what I remember, like the child side of it, like drawing and longboats. And I don't remember any of the pillaging and the legends.
Yeah, it didn't
like,
get much of the tales, did we?
No.
It was more like this is what the Vikings did because
I can just remember seeing pictures. That's all.
yeah.
Pictures of
Well, a big thing with that is that I found that like there isn't much. The reason we probably did like, oh, this is like this is the what they wore, the hats and whatever, and the boats that they use, because the boats were a big massive thing, weren't they?
Oh, big thing.
It's because the Scandinavians weren't documenting anything, were they?
No.
Like at all.
Yeah.
Until the Vikings had long gone.
Yeah.
So it was all just the people who were getting absolutely battered by the Vikings every fucking day, who were writing things down.
Decided to put it down.
Yeah, and obviously the
history's biased.
Yeah, it might be a bit skewed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that maybe that's why when we were in year 3 we weren't learning about all
the crazy shit,
all the crazy
the
shit,
full on stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's not like there's no like lineage of like, you know, like you can't just start somewhere and end somewhere when talking about the Vikings, isn't there?
No,
it's quite broad, isn't it?
It is, and it was like there is a timeline for the Viking Age, isn't there? But I saw like they were talking about this is what was going on probably before that timeline.
Yeah.
Before that date and after it as well.
I don't think they like identified as the Vikings, didn't they?
No,
they just were fucking Scandinavians.
It was just that
pillaging,
who
robbing.
They were. Well, even the British people, the Anglos and the Saxons,
Anglo-Saxons.
Anglo-Saxons, yeah, not the Anglos and the Saxons.
I guess they are.
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah. They called them like they didn't even call them Vikings, really.
The Northmen.
Northmen, Danes, and etc.
Yeah, they just fucking. They weren't like getting clumped as this like specific group.
Well, Viking is an act, isn't it?
Is it?
That's what I heard.
No.
Watched the video.
What?
It means to raid.
Is it?
Literally.
Yes.
And it's basically, and this is where, like, I've got the timeline written down here of like when the Viking Age started and when it ended. But the particular video I was watching was saying like it's basically just pirating. So that's why you can extend the edges of the scale of this
to what covers just raiding, pillaging, killing.
Pirating, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Well, so what have you got as the start?
793.
Oh, exactly the same here.
Yeah.
The Lindisfarne raid.
The Lindisfarne raid, yeah.
Yes.
I've got it down as Batter Lindisfarne.
Batter Lindisfarne. The rape of Lindisfarne.
The rape of Lindisfarne.
Yeah, I think that was like the main turning point where people were like, oh,
yeah,
here we go. So what the fuck's happening here?
Yeah, so they were like over in Scandinavia. It was very much like farmsteads and stuff. Everyone pretty obviously it was a tough landscape. And then they decided we're gonna own the seas, create these boats.
Well, we'll go into the boats in a bit, won't we? Yeah.
And they've gone over to Lindisfarne,
which is on the northwest. No, the northeast.
Yeah.
Of England.
Yeah.
Is it, or is it in Scotland? It's up there, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. It's definitely on that coast.
Yeah, a little island.
Yeah.
Monastery.
And they've just come over and just
plundered it.
Yeah.
So this island was the monastery, St Cuthbert. He was the saint there, wasn't he? And he was like supposed to be one of the first people to bring Christianity to that island and that area.
Which I didn't realise like was massive, wasn't it? Like all this religion, and that's what was like grouping these nations together, was like
the Christendom.
Yeah, Christianity. It was like they were taken over by the Christianity.
Yeah. Like, well, I think like that island, with the monastery on, was like unguarded.
Yeah.
And like nobody, there was none of them there knew how to fight. Yeah. But it was like they weren't scared of any attacks
because no one ever attacked the monasteries.
Yeah. No, even if you were enemies.
Yeah.
It's like they were all Christians and they weren't doing it like that.
Yeah.
So these fucking Vikings.
So the Vikings have gone, these unguarded little monasteries. Let's just fucking have them. No one else is getting.
Burn it down.
Yeah. But I saw like they didn't kill everyone, did they?
No. Did you take some as slaves?
Yeah, and then they sold the slaves to the Muslims.
The Muslims.
Yeah.
Straight to
Because obviously
Muslim.
the Christians didn't believe in slavery and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They didn't really like it that much. I mean, they liked it enough to let the Vikings go and sell the slaves all over the
Yeah.
all over the world. But no, that was
So they
Linda's
took
fault.
the-
Go on, you
yeah.
tell the story, Steve. I want you to tell the story. Take the front foot.
Okay, so as we said, 793.
So is that what? See, and also
That's the year. It was like
793 AD.
AD. It's a long time.
Not before Christ.
No.
Obviously.
And it was like it was in the summer, so I think the Vikings, as we'll go into, like, were amazing at traveling the sea, and they knew the best time to go across from Scandinavia, and so I think it was in the summer. There's the best weather,
Yeah.
and they travel over in the longboats, which are like, we'll go into that as well, which are revolutionary, and it was like a surprise attack, basically, on this island where it was Saint Cuthbert. He died, and he was like his body was there, and it was like a pilgrimage, like a proper holy. Like all people do pilgrims to that site.
Well, our school used to, didn't he? That was one of the houses, wasn't it?
Oh, it was, wasn't it? Yeah, I didn't know we did
I don't know if they did.
on the
well, I never
receiving
went on
end of
any,
a
but
Viking attack.
I'm sure people went to Lindisfarne. I think people went to all of them.
Yeah, I bet all of them.
100% De La Salle definitely went there at some point
to see the
the ruins.
the ruins of a Viking attack. Yeah, it was definitely it was a place of pilgrimage, really holy place, and then these like absolute crazy fucking henched people surprise attack on the shores. Peaceful monks don't know what the hell is going on, and they just the Viking longboat could like go up dead close onto the shore and pull up on the sand, so it's literally like, picture how quick it would have been.
Yeah, just
and these just swarm,
straight carnage,
sprinting towards like the village,
barbarians, warriors,
screaming berserker mode.
Yeah,
and these these monks who've got like no training or anything.
They've never had anything like this happen ever.
No, they couldn't even like fathom it happening.
Yeah,
you wouldn't even believe it, wouldn't you?
No.
And they turn up, and they set fire to the wooden church, the big church there, and like raided all the the treasure.
Yeah.
So obviously the Christian church is full of fucking gold and everything, isn't it? I know. So they drowned a few of the monks. That was one of the things they like to do. Take them to the beach and just fucking shove the head under water.
I didn't realise how brutal they were. Like, genuine. It wasn't just good enough to just.
Yeah,
like,
just to
some of the
take some of the treasure. So one of them was they used this on a lot of people, but they'd capture the monks and tie them to the trees, and then they'd use them as target practice.
Yeah, I saw stuff like that.
So you're kind of making use of them, aren't you, in a way?
I mean,
this guy's alive, just screaming at a tree.
Yeah, he's getting arrows.
There's probably like some missing, like right next to his head, going into the bark. He's like, "What the fuck is happening here?"
Oh my god!
So they basically, you can imagine it. I don't even need to describe it really. You can imagine Vikings raiding a village.
I think people have seen. Like, have you seen? Just to go off on a little have you seen Vikings the series?
I watched like the first few episodes and I couldn't commit to it.
No, couldn't get into it. See, I was.
It was quite gritty though.
Yeah, when I was like reading and watching stuff about this and listening, I've never watched it, and I was thinking I might have to give that a go.
Yeah,
because it's got all like the people we're going to talk about.
Yeah, they're all in it.
Yeah.
Even though I think Vikings put them all into like one story.
Oh, has it?
Whereas like
it was separate.
All these were like over the course of like 500 years or something. In Vikings, they're all related.
I know, because that new film's come out as well, hasn't it?
The Vikings film.
The Northman.
Oh, the Northman, yeah.
My sister went to watch that the other day. I've not seen
anything with Vikings is gritty, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's what you want to do. You can't do like. You can't do nice with the Vikings.
No, you can't do like a Star Trek or something like that.
No.
The Vikings. Disney.
Disney Vikings. Oh, go on, Steve. Go on.
Yeah, so that Lindisfarne, they plundered the whole thing, but they didn't take St. Cuthbert's body, which is, I suppose they didn't need it, and it was irrelevant to them, but that's like something when I was reading about it and stuff, they kept on saying, oh, they didn't take his body, they left his body.
He was alive there?
No, he was in a coffin thing.
A
like
a tomb.
A tomb, that's it, yeah. Tombed.
Yeah.
So they plundered that, and that
why
was.
would, I mean, why were they like dwelling on that?
I know, yeah. Why is that even like a thing?
Like
that
it's
needs
like,
to be-
oh, they're so merciful. They
Yeah.
didn't take his body.
They just raped everybody else, but
Yeah.
they didn't take his
Didn't
body.
take that dead body.
So and that was like the first. There was a few like raids and stuff beforehand, but it was small. This was like holy grounds, big pilgrim site, treasure all gone, brutal, like you said, and like people were like, shit.
It's almost like a realization, isn't it, for the Vikings? Like they knew like, oh, we can be brutal and just like raid like other passing ships and stuff and whatever else goes on, but it's like they made a thing like, hang on, these monasteries are totally unprotected.
Yeah.
Are filled with treasures.
Loads of people to kill.
Yeah, let's just go and. Do you reckon they were bloodthirsty? Like that?
I think from the sounds of it, I think they were
It is archaic, like, isn't it?
like very. I don't know. Like if you try and compare to other. See, I don't know.
Well, because the Romans were about the same. Were they the same ish time? What was going on down there?
I think the Romans were like a good 700 years before.
Oh, were they? What? Who else was?
It was just like Anglo-Saxons.
Yeah. Well, there would have been Romans, wouldn't there?
There was the Holy Roman Empire.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was Romans. It like split off
Oh.
because the Roman Empire split into like the Byzantines, which was like Greece and Turkey and all that, and then the Holy Roman Empire, which was like Europe. But by this time, it just like it basically faded to like Germany, which was the Holy Roman Empire, like round there. And it wasn't really anything to do with the Romans.
Yeah. Well, I saw like, where's Constantinople?
So that's in Turkey.
Yeah. So
that's Istanbul.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they went, like, that was pretty big at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And like I saw, like, as I was watching videos about it, they were showing pictures of what Constantinople was like, and it looked so like idyllic and just like everyone was so calm and relaxed and everything.
Yeah.
And then just to think like just at the top of the fucking continent, this is going on.
You've got the era of the Vikings.
Exactly,
We're just travelling from coast to coast.
That's what I mean. I don't get like the two opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
What, like they have come in at such a fucking high percentage of brutality compared to the whole of the world.
Yeah. A high frequency of absolute chaos.
I thought that's probably what kicked it all off, isn't it? Really?
Well, the Vikings as well. They couldn't write. They didn't have like a writing system. They used runes, which were like symbols. Whereas you go 1,000 years before, you still got the Romans and stuff like that.
Yeah,
having like fucking text, scripture, writing.
What the fuck?
There's a complete different level there.
This is what I mean.
The Vikings, they're like just animals.
Yeah,
fucking barbarians.
They literally are, aren't they?
Yeah.
And that's like I said before about the farmsteads and that. They're just like there's no development of.
Well, yeah, this Scandinavia didn't. It wasn't like
there's no governments or anything. Was there?
No countries. It was just fucking groups of people, just
tribes.
Yeah, tribes getting together and fucking sailing off.
Yeah, but they managed to, I mean,
have such an impact.
Yeah, as we'll find out.
Yeah. So there's that Lindisfarne. That was so that monastery attack. That was the starting point of the chaos. And then I think after that it was literally just one after another of just fucking raids.
Yeah.
So you got like, so there's loads of names, isn't there? Like we said, of like legends, and the Vikings went all the way around. So they raided all from France.
Yeah.
The whole like Germany, Poland, all that region.
Yeah.
Was just littered with like raids just coming in on the coast, and they even went down to like North Africa.
Yeah.
Like round Spain and round there.
Fucking hell.
And the best thing is like they just disappear. It's not like there was places where they were setting up like little settlements, but these just turn up, fucking pillage, plunder, take everything,
raid and trade.
Yeah,
that's what I've
go to the that's it. Yeah, they go to like the next city further down the coast.
Yeah, and
trade all the stuff they just dropped.
I saw it. So they got to the point where they were like as they're going around Europe and everything, they're capturing cities, capturing all the people, and then ransoming, like getting payment to give the people back.
To give, you can have your people back.
They got to that, and then they got to taking payments to not like attack the city,
pay them off, stay away.
I don't know whether you got anything about, but France were like at this where they must have took so much of a fucking
they took a beating.
At one point, whoever was in charge of France gave them land in return to not attack. And then there was a Viking settlements in Normandy.
Normandy,
Yeah.
which meant the land of the northern men.
Did it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Fuck
Land of the
yeah.
North, land of the Northmen,
Yeah.
Normandy. Because that was Rollo.
Yeah.
The like, I haven't got notes for this one. We'll go off my head.
Yeah.
That was Rollo, and so I think he was. I don't think they had like much on him of his past, but he turned up somehow raiding France.
Yeah.
And I think it was the best is that when I was reading this, not Rollo, but like the other ones, the French leaders. So there was like Charlemagne. He was like the main. He was like the person who's supposed to have made France.
Yeah.
Or Frankie or whatever it's called at the time. He was like the founder of modern day France. Well, it's not even modern day, but the people who came after him, there was like, was it? I think it was Charles the Fat,
Yeah.
Charles the Simple. There was like all names like that. When it said Charles, I was in the car and it said Charles the Simple. I was like laughing so much. Like, why is that even a name for like a leader?
Charles the Simple.
Like, what do you have to do to get that name?
Yeah. I know, like Charles the Fat would probably
can
be
imagine, yeah.
self-explanatory. Charles the Simple must mean that. He must have, and was he named that after his reign or
I think it was during his reign.
during his reign?
Yeah.
Like they've
he's had that name and had to like go about doing his shit with that while having to deal with the Vikings.
What's he done? What's he done to get that name? Oh, fucking hell.
So I'm not sure. Rollo might have been fighting one of them, but that Rollo, he did look. Even I think he sieged or he tried to take Paris.
Yeah.
So they went down the river on the longboats.
Yeah.
And got to Paris, but they couldn't get in. It was like it took a few months, and so it was like a big battle. Like the people in Paris like closed the doors, stayed in siege style, and then these got bored and went like further down the river and just started sieging and started fucking plundering more places
Everywhere else.
Yeah. But I think Rollo got like a big name in France, and the guy in France was like, right, I like. In a way, you're kind of a badass here.
Yeah.
Come and work for us.
Ah.
And it was like, we'll give you some land.
And that was Normandy.
Normandy, yeah.
Ah, that makes sense. No, because what I was saying was like they gave him the land in like return to stop.
Yeah,
like,
stop causing shit.
Going down the Seine and destroying everything. Yeah, that does make sense, doesn't it? As you would do.
Yeah, well, you know,
imagine, and where Normandy is, just placing them there.
Yeah,
perfect. Like anyone coming from the,
you've got protection. Well, you know what's cool as well. So Rollo was Normandy, and then you only have to go a few more centuries, and then you got William the Conqueror, who was the Normans who invaded Britain. We'll get to that anyway. At 1066, you know, at Battle of Hastings.
Yeah.
And William the Conqueror took over, and then. That was like the Norman invasion. That was like the start of the main medieval period. And that was like, we were basically Normans then. But he was a descendant from Rollo.
What the fuck?
So, in a way, the Normans and like the pinnacle of like medieval England was like a descendant from like fucking Rollo getting his land in Normandy.
Fuck me. It's just mental, innit?
Yeah.
Everything was just born from... Well, we know that, don't we?
Yeah, born from chaos.
Yeah, literally. It was like the fucking, like the Big Bang.
Yeah.
Just started everything.
Of chaos.
And it's like you said then, when they were trying to get into Paris and they couldn't get in, they spent months just trying to get in.
Yeah.
Like, why were the battles that long back then?
Yeah.
Because we went, like, to Napoleon and you were going, like, guess how long this battle was?
Yeah.
And me and Cy were sat there going, a month? You go, oh, no, well, it was 12 days.
Yeah, quick 12 days.
Yeah. But these are, like... years.
Yeah, like fucking must just have been because everything. There's obviously less population then, wasn't there?
Yeah.
So, like, there was more. The towns, everything was spread out. So you probably could mill around for a day without seeing any other army, couldn't you?
Yeah.
So if you were like chilling on the outskirts of Paris, go to another village a bit further up.
And no one was doing any of this stuff really, were they, at that point?
Yeah, I don't think so.
What the Vikings are doing.
Yeah. Turning up it's all out of the blue as well.
Yeah.
These are just turning up, no warning or anything.
No one's coming up behind the Vikings. There's no one else there. No one else doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucking mental. It is proper mental.
Yeah. So there's there's one legend, Rollo.
Rollo, yeah.
So what else have
I hadn't heard of. I hadn't heard of him.
Rollo. I think he's on Vikings.
Is he?
think-
I'm gonna watch it. I think
Yeah.
I've heard good things and bad things.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not gonna watch it for history. I'm gonna watch it for entertainment
Yeah.
because there's definitely the history's gonna be a bit loose in it.
Yeah, I think so. I think from what I gathered, it was like they merged it all together into one story.
Just to cram everything in.
Yeah.
And do you know what as well? Like I noticed, these sound like stories.
Yeah.
Like when
Like
you
what
hear about the people, and obviously there's no documentation, so they sound like tales.
Yeah. Like
Like-
what you tell people.
Yeah, like Beowulf and stuff
Yeah,
like that,
yeah,
don't they?
that's
They
it.
literally sound the same.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it must have happened.
So I've got another guy, Harold Hardrada.
Yeah.
Have you heard of him?
I haven't. I'm guessing Hardrada.
So Hardrada meant hard ruler. So I
Ah,
think he got the name from being
pretty good at his job.
yeah. So this guy, he's a bit of a legend as well, and this will go back into the 1066 stuff. So this is a bit later on, but so from the records of whatever it is, so he had his first fight at 15, went to battle at 15.
Fucking hell.
So that's what are you doing? I was just playing COD at 15.
15? God, I don't know what I was doing.
I think you're still a child then, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, you're
Definitely.
still in the school, aren't you?
Apart from when you were a Rooney. When did Rooney first play?
16, wasn't he? Yeah.
He was like a man. He was like fucking
He was
30-year-old.
throwing men off him.
He had like a mortgage on his head. Other than maybe the Vikings were just all like Roonies.
Well, in like all the pictures you look at, they look massive.
Yeah,
So,
I think they definitely were. Because
do you reckon they were bigger?
I think so. Yeah. Well, think so. You got like Iceland now. They're all massive,
Yeah.
and Iceland's basically was founded by the Vikings, and
Yeah.
all the lineage goes back to the Vikings.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
they've got to have been big, and then you're fighting, rowing, sailing, tending to farms. You're gonna get shredded, aren't you?
Yeah, you're gonna be massive.
Yeah.
It's just mental, isn't it? When it's just so crazy. Like I'm picturing in my head the Vikings come, like we were saying about Linda's farm before,
Yeah.
and it's all these little fucking monastery dwellers,
Never done a push up in the life.
tiny little men,
Skinny.
and you think like when you go and you see an old house round here,
Yeah.
and I don't even fit through the door frames,
Yeah.
because they're tiny, they're like 5'5" door frames.
Yeah.
It's like these Vikings look like 6'5",
Fucking double the
absolutely
size.
hench as
Yeah.
fuck, flying off these boats.
Horns on the helmet.
Yeah, just throwing people aside.
Absolute nightmare level.
It's like that is so strange that like the whole group of people are that giant compared to compared to everyone else.
To everyone
I
else.
just don't get. Literally, the more we talk about this state, the less I'm getting it.
You're less good. Well, this Harold Hardrada, 15,
Yeah.
went to battle, and he was forced into exile, and he went west. No, he went east. So he's forced into exile. I don't know how. Probably like the tribes. The battle. Oh no, I think he went into battle against one of the kings of one of the tribes. Something and lost,
Yeah.
and they forced him into exile. And he went east. Sorry, not west, into the Byzantine Empire. And worked his way up through them. So they're basically the Romans, the Byzantine.
Yeah, yeah,
After
yeah.
that, worked his way up as a bodyguard
Fuck me.
and got like really high level. And he gained like a load of wealth and power and stuff.
And he's a Viking.
And he's a Viking, turning up in this like Roman like fucking. It was like it would have been Constantinople where he was.
Yeah, I don't understand. I'm sorry to the listeners here because I am losing it right now. How's this? So this Viking who
Yeah.
can't read, he can't write,
No.
he probably doesn't speak very good language at all.
Byzantine-ish.
Yeah, so he's going down to Constantinople,
Yeah.
and he's got and somehow he's working his way. Like,
He works his way up in the bodyguard. He must just be like a natural fighter.
do you know what?
something.
I'm intrigued by like just the language back then.
Yeah. How does it work?
How has he done that?
He's probably just killed a few people, and people have gone like,
Oh.
shit, he's
yeah,
good.
yeah, let's not mess with him.
We can use him."
Yeah,
So he
they put a collar on him and a chain, using him like an animal.
You're working for us now. So he gained like a load of wealth and power and returned back to, it was Norway where he was from.
Yeah.
And he rocked up with like an army and everything, basically just took over. Oh no, I think he didn't take over, he like, he co-ruled with somebody. Somebody was like, yeah, come and rule with us. And then eventually he was like, fucking killed him. And then he spent, what was it? I think I've got 6 years here killing everybody in Norway, all the opposition.
Yeah.
And then, so this was like,
Is this so? They Scandinavia has split into the.
I think it's a rough of like Norway and Sweden and all that, but
Yeah.
I think it's still like It's not set. It's all just different people claiming
just building land.
Yeah, and he killed a lot of people in Norway. Of them, people claiming he killed them all off
Settlements and
and
stuff.
became like a big ruler. And then in 1064, he gave up the throne. It doesn't say, nobody knows why, but he gave up the throne of Norway. Nobody knows why. But in 1066, because he had he was a ruler and stuff, he said he had claim to England. So in 1066, the story was like, was it Edward the Confessor? I think I haven't got notes.
This is going to come from your mind because I'm.
I think it was Edward the Confessor died and gave it to somebody, and they gave it to I think it was Godwinson. Yeah. I've got Godwinson there. I think it was Godwinson who then claimed England, but there was loads of other people trying to claim the throne as well. So there's people from like France and all that trying to claim it, and then you've got this Harald Hardrada from Norway trying to claim it, and that Godwinson got power in 1066, and Harald Hardrada got his army and everything, and like flew over, got to like York round there, and took over that land and everything. And it was so you probably know the Battle of Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I have heard of that.
So that was him, Harald Hardrada, against Godwinson. So it's a funny story actually, that Godwinson, where he's like he's just took over England and he's got people left, right, and centre trying to fucking claim it. He's like shit. So he goes up north, brings his whole army up north, and goes to fight Harald Hardrada on the Battle of Stamford Bridge. And there's a legendary like story where there was a Viking. The bridge was dead narrow. You got the Vikings on one side, and then you got Godwinson's army on the other side.
Yeah.
And the Godwinsons tried to cross it to like catch the Vikings off guard, but there was this one Viking who was supposed to be massive, stood on the bridge and prevented the whole army coming.
Crossing.
Yeah, and he stood there for hours just taking people out, and they couldn't do anything because it was like so narrow.
They couldn't get past him.
They couldn't get past.
And he was just keeping them.
Yeah, and eventually somebody from the Godwinson's army had to go into the water and go underneath the bridge and like wait till he got in view and shot him down. But he still gave enough time for the Vikings to like prepare themselves and get ready for battle.
What?
But imagine seeing that, like some fucking
Giant,
crazy Viking, like just people flying at him and he's just like pushing him off for ages.
fuck.
That would be so bizarre. I can imagine like him no t-shirt on, just like a big axe.
He definitely didn't know what t-shirts on.
Yeah. And like some guy to go in the water and like fucking try and sneak attack him with an arrow,
Are you
take him out.
picturing like the biggest fucking pyramid of a human being?
Yeah. That's all I can picture. And like loads of these like small people in armor just getting like fucking flung off the bridge.
Flying in loads of different directions.
So he did that, and then
is that true? It's a tale.
I don't know. I feel like it's a lot. I've seen it come up a loads, like a legendary story from that Battle of Stamford Bridge. It must have been. Well, most battles were like recorded, weren't they?
Yeah, but it would have been recorded by the British as well, wouldn't it? Like they would they would have made it sound better for them. Yeah,
and that's good for the Vikings in a way. So why it must have been true.
Must have been, yeah. If
it was then,
or he's dumbed it down. It was better than that.
Yeah, he was fucking slaying them all. Yeah. So they had this battle at Stamford Bridge, and that's where Harald Hardrada died.
Yeah,
and he died fucking top level, like Viking death.
Like in
battle, he had an arrow to the throat.
Did he?
That's how you want to die, isn't it? As a Viking.
I hope he pulled it out as well.
Yeah.
And he's still fighting a little bit.
He's like gurgling. He's trying to scream.
Pouring out. He's still swinging his axe.
But he died in battle at Battle of Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I was saying, so this Godwinson, it's like just claimed the power, and he's got these fucking Vikings up north. He's like fucking scrambles up there with his army, fights them. Fucking has to come against this massive Viking, kills Harald Hardrada, and then immediately as he does that, he gets word that William the Conqueror's coming over from Normandy. And he has no rest. He's got to go right down to
right back down to fighting.
And then that's another story in itself.
It is.
Battle of Hastings.
Definitely another podcast.
Yeah, we know how that ends, don't we?
Well? Maybe it's not even worth a podcast.
Yeah. He dies. He gets I think he gets an arrow to the eye, Godwinson.
Does he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what kills him in the end?
William the Conqueror.
Not as
takes
cool
over.
as arrow to the throat.
I think arrow to the throat sounds really gory,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Arrow to the eye sounds fucking quite.
Can you imagine like looking around?
Yeah.
And like
nerdy.
the arrows moving around. But I always thought that was like funny in a way. Like he's just had like the worst start to his reign ever.
Yeah.
He's got like
That's,
travel
like,
up north and
Immediately as well.
and then he's gone. Fucking arrow to the eye.
Yeah.
So that was Harold Hardrada. He was like some legendary one. And then, so if you want to talk about the others, because the other people I've got were about the exploration rather than the brutal pillaging.
Yeah. Well, you come in with me. So we've got Ragnar Lothbrok.
Yeah, and he's the pinnacle.
He's the man, isn't he?
The main dude.
The Viking.
I think he is the main character in the program.
Is he? Yeah.
Vikings, I think.
Oh, I think he is actually.
Yeah.
I haven't got much about him, but he's like. Go on, have you got anything? What have you got about him? I've got more about his.
I know he took over Paris.
Yeah.
He went down the river, dead quiet in the ships, and then just fucking appeared at Paris. Just raided it.
So wait,
it.
I'm lost in the timeline as well.
Yeah, I'm not good with the dates.
No,
I think
I know where we are. We're like it's the 800s.
Yeah. So that Harold Hardrada was late, very late. It was like the end of the Vikings.
1066, isn't it? Really?
So this Lothbrok.
Yeah.
He was early on.
So we had with the Battle of Lindisfarne and taking all that. That's the beginning, and now we've come up, and the Vikings are starting to do a bit more. Aren't they? And so we've got Ragnar Lothbrok.
What a name that is.
Which is Viking. Well, do you know what? It's not even that Viking. Ragnar is...
Ragnar. You gotta have a beard if you have that name as well.
Well, they all have beards as well, don't they? Well, I was thinking this, like, the image of a Viking beard. And
yeah.
Will everyone have beards then?
I guess so,
You see other images of all the kings, of all the little... The parts of England and stuff.
I know what you mean. I know
all
what
have
you mean.
beards anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not falling for your beard shit. What have you got on our friend Ragnar?
So Ragnar was like he was the pinnacle, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know whereabouts in Scandinavia he was from, but I know he was the one who
he was from. I had it like oh fuck, what's that word say there? Roskilde.
Roskilde.
Which is like I think it was Norway.
Norway, yeah.
And that became like it wasn't like a big settlement or anything, but it became like the home of
the Vikings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was so he was one of the main ones who raided England loads.
Yeah.
So it was England was split into like, was it Mercia and West Sussex?
I've got it down. You've got Northumbria, Mercia, East Anglia, where I'm going tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Essex, Kent, Sussex, and Wessex.
Ah yeah.
So
it's split up into a few different, and he basically just came over and just fucking pillaged the whole thing.
Yeah. So he was hitting it pretty hard.
Yeah, he was the main man.
Yeah.
Fucking turning it up, but not until we'll get to Ivar the Boneless.
Ivar the Boneless. It was his son, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Some people say Ragnar wasn't real as well. He was like the stories that he did was like a few people.
Oh, well, this
and
always gets it
because... They put them all together, it's just like one fucking legend.
Yeah, well, people were saying about Ivar as well, like we'll get onto it later, about how he might have been like two different people.
Yeah. Shapeshifter.
No, not two different, like, there's two different people that they talk about, two different Vikings who did loads of things, and they're saying that they're both the same person. They're both Ivar,
I get
the Boneless. So his son, I put down, you know Ragnar Lothbrok, he was killed. You know about his death?
Yeah, yeah.
And they say he was like captured and then thrown into a pit of snakes.
Like, think of that. What the fuck's going on there?
This is just... where are they getting the snakes from?
I thought that exactly.
Yeah.
In Britain.
Yeah, so where's it? This is the king of...
I think, was it Asselfan?
Yeah, yeah.
West Sussex.
So this guy...
Wessex.
Being round and he killed loads of kings, hadn't he, anyway?
He was trying to get good power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're trying to take England. They've seen a little hole and thinking
there's potential.
Let's go for this. So he's killed and he's thrown into a pit of snakes, which is like another legend.
Yeah, I heard as well he was like thrown from a height, so it broke his legs, so he couldn't move properly. So he was like lying there, like trying to scramble away from the snakes.
But he couldn't.
He couldn't.
Just fucking. I can't sit here and believe it. It's too.
I know exactly what you mean.
It's too ridiculous. I feel like. Do you know what I feel? I feel dead silly.
Yeah.
Do you know when you're talking about it?
Yeah.
And you're saying it like.
Like what?
No, surely not. So his son, Ivar the Boneless.
Yeah.
We're in the 1800s. He's the son of Ragnar, and he meets up with his brothers.
Yeah.
Does he? And they become the commanders of the Great Heathen Army.
That's it. The Great. What a fucking name of an army.
Serious name.
Heathen. And these are like, by this time, these are like pissed off.
Yeah.
About the death of the father, aren't they?
The supposed death of the supposed father.
Yeah.
So, and I've got about his name. So Ivar the Boneless.
Oh yeah, it was like, what was all that about?
So they didn't know whether he was born with a disability and he had like scoliosis or something mad like that.
Yeah.
I don't know whether the Vikings would have.
Do you think they would just killed him if he had that?
I don't know. It's just I don't get it. And they say like despite his like this thing and this, they said it could have been a curse.
Yeah.
Something like that. This disability.
Yeah.
Despite it, he was like a genius, like tactical mastermind and everything.
He knew how to go into battle.
Yeah, and they hadn't had anything like that. It was always like barbarics, really, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, just fucking sprinting at him.
There was like things about he didn't really go into battle.
Yeah.
But his like just the way his mind worked, he was just like this great leader.
I see.
And then there were others that said it was a mistake, and it was just a mistranslation, and he was meant to be Ivar the Hated, and hated was exorcist. But then X means without, and os means bone.
Oh, see, now that makes sense.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
There.
So something could have been mixed up there.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that definitely
incorrectly. So they go. I can't remember exactly where they've started. Steve.
The Great Heathen Army.
Yeah.
So I think that was.
They've overtaken. So they get
865 AD.
Yeah, I've got that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like a coalition of like all the tribes together. Like you said, you got all his
met
brothers.
Up with his brothers, yeah.
And you got a massive fucking army of Vikings.
And they've sailed. Oh, do you want to talk about the boats actually?
Yeah, should we talk about the boats?
Yeah.
So, the long ships, long boats, were like revolutionary, weren't they? And like nobody else was using them.
No.
Everybody was just using big fucking chunky fucking floating wood things.
Yeah, rafts.
Yeah. whereas the long ships, it was made using, I think it was clinker, the technique, where it was like the panels of wood overlapped slightly, and that was never used before, and that gave like stability and like whatever fucking properties they needed for the boat.
Yeah.
And then the other one was like, they were really the depth of the boat was shallow.
Yeah, it was really short, wasn't it?
So it could go down rivers.
Yeah.
So like you have a big like warship, that can't even fucking go into shore properly.
No, because you got to think of how like the size of the ship underneath below the water.
Whereas these were dead shallow. You can go down a canal.
Really wide.
Yeah.
Really wide base. It was. Yeah. So that's why they used. That's what it was for, wasn't it? So they'd masterminded this technique of making ships where the ship worked perfectly in rivers.
Yeah.
And worked perfectly at sea.
Yeah, and with that, it could withstand storms and stuff because of the way it was built. Yeah. With that wood and everything. Steady. I think they used oak as well, which was like it takes ages to rot because of the acid in it. It's got like acid or something in it. It doesn't rot. And then, but the best thing as well, them boats were low down.
Yeah.
So you couldn't see them coming over the horizon.
Just see the faces of the
dragon at the top.
Yeah.
And then next thing they're just on the fucking shoreline.
Exactly. And not only did they have like these unbelievable ships, they also had like 20 Vikings in it.
Yeah, rowing. Shredded.
Not sailboats.
No. Biceps explosion.
It's just
they've already had the warm up fucking to raid.
Yeah.
Rowing.
So they've got these boats.
Yeah.
And they're making a beeline for
they were quick.
Yeah.
They could turn, like they could U-turn very quickly. They were like the perfect boats for like this type of like turn up, raid, fucking
and get off
quick down the river, bang, gone.
Yeah. Perfect. Right, so we're at 865 Yeah?
Yeah.
The Great Heathen Army.
What a fucking name. I want to be part of an... Even if I'm not part of an army, I want it to be that
I wonder
name.
who named them. Like, the Great...
Must have been some, like, angry monk or something.
Yeah.
Like, 100 years later.
The Great Heathen Army. So they... Where about in England have they...
So I think they turn up in the northeast because they take... Their capital was York.
Yeah. So it's like Northumberland.
Around there,
yeah.
And that's where they
That bit.
rock up.
And then they overtake like half of Saxon England.
Yeah,
Anglo-Saxon
literally
England.
half the country is overtook by this heathen army.
Yeah.
And they introduced the Danelaw.
Yeah. Which they didn't name. There was no name for it at the time, was there? This is like a name that's coming because they started to create
the countries
laws and stuff. And
the law, yeah.
so that's why they called it the Danelaw.
Yeah.
There wasn't a name for this like area that they'd made.
Yeah.
They called it the Danelaw.
But they say that was like the laws in that. I haven't got the exact, but like the laws were quite fair. I think in Viking society it wasn't as like...
It's brutal.
Even though they were so brutal, I don't think... Like, I know like women were treated equal as men.
Well, they wanted the land, didn't they? I think. Which is like one of the first times. I know they've come with all this anger and angst and...
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like we're going to get retribution for our father, but...
Yeah.
I think they wanted the land, and it was probably quite nice living in Norway on the farmsteads and that, and they kind of just wanted
more.
They were just expanding their territory, weren't they, at that point? So they've created this Danelaw, capturing all these people, and
they're in York, where Charles is.
Yeah, I mean, I bet we need to go up, Steve.
Yeah,
and
raid. Implement the Danelaw again.
No, because there'll be loads of like Viking stuff up there.
Oh, there's loads, yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to go around the train museum.
Of course, yeah.
And then we'll do all the Viking stuff.
The Viking special.
So that's how long? Do you know how long they were in?
So I think they were in for like a good 20 years or something like that.
Yeah.
They had a good rule on so it was like the north right down to the southeast, wasn't it?
Yeah, like East Anglia and everything like that.
So that was basically, to simplify it, that was Viking ruled from 860. What was it?
865
to whatever for a good while.
I've got dates here. I've got 878, but I don't know whether that seems a bit short.
It could be
13 years.
Yeah, and that was
quite long actually.
Viking ruled, Viking laws, all the settlements coming over.
Yeah,
and then
and it was it Mercia that took the rest, because I didn't realise this either. Like, obviously I'd have learnt about it, but they all had their own individual kings, didn't they?
Did they? Yeah.
Or leaders.
It was because it was for Mercia and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think what had happened was, Northumbria and East Anglia, Essex, Sussex, Wessex, whatever, that all gets taken over. That's under the Danelaw.
Yeah. Got pillaged.
And
plundered.
Then all that's left is Mercia, and they've taken the rest.
Poor Mercia, just shitting themselves.
I know.
What do we do here? Did you hear about when Ivar the Boneless came over and he caught Athelstan, or whatever his name is, the guy who killed Ragnar?
Yeah.
And they did the
eagle.
The eagle.
Oh my god, that is the most brutal thing.
How do you even come up with that?
I don't know. This is what I'm just...
Do you want to tell the listeners
what the eagle is?
What the eagle is.
So they pin him down on his back, on his front, so his back's facing up, and they cut an eagle into his back.
Into his back.
And then they peel away the skin and the flesh to reveal all his innards.
And he's in his rib cage.
Yeah, and his rib cage. And then they rip open his rib cage.
I think they break each rib one by one.
Do they?
Open.
Of course they do.
Yeah. So it's open up.
Yeah.
So his rib cage is open up from the back.
Yeah, and then they take his lungs out and spread his lungs like
wings,
like eagle's wings.
and people say that by this time you could still be alive.
Yeah.
While your lungs are getting spread.
They're doing it quickly. They're pretty handy at it by now.
That's just where the fuck do you get that from?
Yeah, it's just, that is so brutal.
Yeah, you're not just cutting the head off.
No.
You're taking the skin back. Yeah. That's one thing, isn't it? You gotta fucking peel the skin, cut the skin back.
Yeah.
Then you gotta remove the ribs, each individual ribs, to break it open.
Yeah.
And then you've got to get the lungs.
Pull his lungs out and spread them like fucking eagle's wings.
Imagine that in front of people.
I just
So
like
Vikings probably just all drinking,
you-
having a laugh doing it.
while he's going to work. I just think we've spoken about how brutal and like barbarian they are and everything, but that's like such a
That's really
that
dark.
sounds like precise, doesn't it? Evil.
Yeah. Like well thought out.
Yeah.
It's not just just fucking cutting their arm off,
No. Like
stabbing them in the neck.
there was like beheadings and stuff, wasn't there?
Yeah,
That's like
hanging.
yeah, like that's like nothing compared to this slow and painful like display, like making an.
You know what's funny actually when you think about it, that Aslan, if it is, he's one of the kings. I don't know.
I think there were loads out with all like that weird like AE thing.
He probably thought he was like the Don, fucking feeding him to snakes.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, look at this. This is like brutal. And then he gets the fucking eagle done on him. He gets like
While he's still alive.
Yeah, it's not even the stage up. It's like fucking a whole other like fucking level to what he did.
Fucking hell. So this is still, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Steve, but we're still at Viking. There's still Danelaw.
Yeah.
So Vikings are still there in the United Kingdom. It's kind of like settled there, is it? I don't know. I
think they had settlements and everything.
Yeah.
And they kind of integrated
with the
people. Yeah.
So they made there was an Anglo-Danish hybrid.
Yeah.
Which is what I've got written down here.
So you got a mix between like the absolute fucking hench mode.
Yeah.
And then the non-heathens.
Do you reckon there's any like Viking skeletons?
Yeah, I think so. I know. I think it was Rollo actually. I think there's his skeleton.
At the tombs. Oh, do you know what his skeleton there is? Does this guy's skeleton?
This guy.
I've heard
maybe that's where they get the name from.
The boneless.
Maybe they've realised he's like.
Maybe they just know.
Yeah,
he's got no legs.
Well, I know they said Rollo was that big. They couldn't find horses. Like he couldn't.
God.
You know, like long rides and stuff. You couldn't sit on a horse. I don't know if that's like they
just give up.
Yeah, it's fucking too heavy. The big sword, the big battle axe as well.
What the fuck?
I think it was Rollo. But yeah, I don't know, it's fucking. They're just absolute mental.
Yeah.
And I think these went. The word berserk is from the Vikings.
Is it?
They went berserk in battle.
That was
how they went. That's how they fought.
Just pure warrior.
Do you know one of the things I've seen as well? It wasn't when it was race. It was a while ago. I seen. So you got fly agaric, Amanita muscaria, the mushroom.
Yeah.
The red one. That's like a magic mushroom.
Yeah.
Like the famous red one that everybody knows. And they say, because that's like all over Scandinavia, they say they would have done a ritual with that before they went into battle.
I've seen something
and
about
would have
that
like
as well.
Initiated fucking berserker mode. So they're tripping, fucking going crazy in battle. Like what the fuck is that?
It is made up. I refuse to believe all of it. I need to go to a museum about Vikings
and see the skeletons.
Where is the stuff? Is it York? Yeah.
York, I suppose, to have a really good Viking museum.
Yeah.
Charles can do some research for us.
Yeah. Well, we'll go up and we'll see him and do it. You can take your new car.
I'll take my new car.
So I don't want to fast forward too much to the conquest of Danelaw and stuff. And
yeah.
But what have you got from now? Anything on Ivar you want to?
I don't think so. I think I've just got like he was the main Don before the Great Heathen Army came over.
Yeah.
He was like the main
Ragnar.
Man. Yeah, Ragnar.
And
Ragnar was, but Ivar.
He came up, led commander of the Heathen Army, goes over and
establishes actual rule.
Yeah, settles, which is like the first time we've seen, apart from actually I don't even know when. I don't think Normandy.
The Normans. Oh, that's later on. That's like 1066. Oh no.
No, when Normandy they settled there, but I think that was a bit more peaceful.
That was later on. Yeah, he got given it, didn't he?
Yeah. So this is the first time where they've gone and they've pillaged and raped and done all your good Viking raiding and everything like that, and then they've actually settled there and taken land, and people have been like taking notice. Yeah,
they've got set up law. And everything.
So
way of life.
That great army. So must be what it is. So they've spent the 13 years.
Yeah.
Gaining all that land.
Yeah.
Settling, and then they've lived there, and it's the conquest of Danelaw. That's what births England.
Ah, that's what gives it
in 1927.
In 1927.
Oh, in 927.
1927.
That's
Just after, in between the two.
Creation of England. 1927.
So that, like, yeah, I suppose he's getting rid. They've got rid of like all the fucking little ones, the kings and everything.
Yeah.
And made almost a one governing place.
And this is the Anglo-Danish hybrid, and this. So now we're all England.
Yeah.
We've gotten rid of all our little shitty little, all your bickering little Sussexes and whatever. But what had happened then? So we've got England.
Yeah.
And so the Vikings are still there. They still got a hunger to raid. So they go over to Ireland. And this is where, like, they were just pillaging everything in Ireland.
Poor paddies.
But there wasn't much going on there, like in the form of treasures and stuff.
Well, I know, when the Romans invaded, like, England and all that, and they got to Ireland, and they were like,
turn back.
Yeah, there's not much here. We don't really want it.
So what? And I know you'll like this because of the relationship we have with this country.
Yeah.
On the podcast, the Vikings went to Ireland and then just started shipping slaves off to Spain.
What? Just fucking sending them over.
Yeah.
There you go, taken.
Exactly. So that's what they did. So
and the Spanish just took them in.
Yeah, of course they did.
Well,
we know what Spain are like.
Yeah, we know what they're like.
So they were doing that, and then they were going around all the little British isles and stuff, like the Isle of Man and all that.
Nowhere's safe in these times. You just like
all the Shetland Islands and everything. The Faroe Islands. Well, that's how they discovered Iceland, isn't it?
Well, I've got this now. Yeah, I've got all this.
Go on, you take the reign on this.
Do you want me to go in this?
This Viking travel.
So you've got
So do we know when Ivar died?
Oh no.
I think it was like.
I think he died peacefully.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell this little thing about what I saw about this other guy. So there was Ivar, and then there was like Ariar or something.
Ariar.
Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
But there's like two people with similar names.
Yeah.
They're the boneless, and then he was called something else.
He had bones. He had legs.
Yeah, he was fine. They were saying like he would like Ivar would like disappear in like the records, and you wouldn't hear from him, and then this Ariar would be doing stuff, and then he'd disappear, and then Ivar would come back doing stuff. So they're saying like these are the same person.
I see.
And the only thing that made them think it wasn't was. Obviously, Ivar was called Ivar the Hated.
Yeah.
Well, what we assume he was a horrible, like a brutal leader and stuff. But this Ariar or Avriar or something, he was like quite peaceful, and everyone said he was a good leader. What? So they didn't realise. And then,
so they're complete different.
When I was saying about Ivar the Boneless's skeleton, and like I think he had 2 arrow wounds in his skull.
Wow.
And I think it was something like it was like the same injuries.
Oh, so both of them had the same injuries?
Yeah.
What? So he could have been the two, flicking between, like, going fucking crazy.
And this Avriar, or I can't remember what his name is.
Yeah.
But we're going to call him that for now.
We'll have that name.
He was doing all sorts in Ireland.
I see.
So maybe that was part of what was going on.
So do you think he was, like, for a few years going crazy, pillaging, and then he like gathers his ways for a bit and was like, right, I'm going to be all right here. I'm going to be peaceful.
And start the slave trade in Ireland.
Yeah. And then goes back to Ivar the Boneless. Yeah. So, don't we to go to the Iceland bit?
Yeah. Tell us about Iceland. So the Vikings, it's mixed. We're England now. They're in Ireland, but they're also going around all the little British islands and all your Faroe Islands and Shetland Islands and whatever else you've got.
And then, so they're basically explorers. This is what I was going to get to as well. Like, the Vikings were explorers.
Yeah.
Going around to all these islands and everything.
Well, that's what they were before.
Charting the waters.
Yeah, before any of this pillaging or anything like that. That's what they were just...
Yeah.
just go and explore.
So I know the Iceland, I don't know exactly how it was found, but I know it was a lot of people were exiled there. And that's how it became, like, a big place.
Yeah.
And so there was... One of the big names for it is, I've got him here. So there's Leif Erikson and his father, Eric the Red. I think he had red hair. I think that was why they called him Eric the Red. But he was exiled to Iceland because Eric the Red, he was exiled to Iceland because his father murdered somebody.
Yeah.
And his family had to, like, go. So he's exiled to Iceland. And then, so this is in 980, In 980, he killed somebody in Iceland, Eric the Red. So he was exiled, just like his father was from Norway. He was exiled from Iceland to another island just off Iceland for 2 years. And while he was there, he's heard stories of like if you go further west, there's other land, which is now we know is Greenland.
Greenland, yeah.
And he's heard stories like other people who've like gone out further. They've never gone on the land, but seen like a coast,
yeah,
and come back and stuff. So he's on this island.
But you would hear loads of stories as well like that, wouldn't you?
And they're all travellers, aren't they?
Yeah.
They've gone all over the place.
You just go.
Yeah, well, he does. He's on this island, and he's exiled to off the coast of Iceland. And he mills there for like 2 years, gets a load of people to follow in, and says, "Oh fuck it, I'm just gonna go west." And he basically goes to Greenland, and hits like, so gets to Greenland, and nobody's settled there, and he calls it Greenland because he wants because he basically like forms it, settles there, and calls it Greenland to get people to come over
because it's basically made of ice.
Yeah, and he knew nobody'd come, so he's like, "Oh, it's Greenland, it's full of green grass.
Yeah,
come over." And he basically went with his people and just settled all around it and formed it. And he's like known as like the guy who founded Greenland.
Is there many people on Greenland now?
I don't think there's anybody now.
No,
I think it only lasted a few hundred years. Well, Greenland.
Yeah,
I think it was until like 1300 or something.
Not really sustainable, is it?
Yeah, and I think they don't know why. I think it was one of those ones where it's like there was loads of people there, and then all of a sudden
everyone's vanished.
There's nobody. I think it's one of those situations.
And there's all like mad like ruins and stuff.
Oh, definitely must be, mustn't it? Because it's untouched.
Yeah, yeah.
And this Eric the Red, when he got to Greenland, he was just like going from one place to another, leaving a few people at like a little settlement, going to the next place, leaving a few people. So it must have been like all over the place, people chilling, going around.
And then all of a sudden
disappeared in 1300.
In 1300?
I think it was around that time. So it was well after the Vikings.
And no one settled there.
I don't think
since.
So. There's probably might be a few now.
There'd be some people. Is it a country, Greenland?
I'm not sure.
What is it?
It's up north. I think it's just ice, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's above Canada, isn't it?
No one talks about it as a country, really, do they?
I don't think it is. I think initially when he got there, he was milling around Greenland. He went back to Iceland after his exile went. You know, like he was exiled for like a certain number of years.
It is a country, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah, an island country. I knew it was because I know the capital's Nuuk.
Nuuk?
56,000 people.
What? How many people are in St. Helens?
I'll tell you right now.
It's probably more people in St. Helens. Well, so there's 56,000 people.
Here is double the people.
What? Well, initially, he went back to Iceland after settling at Greenland, told everybody, it's called Greenland, come with us, and he got 25 ships full of people to come, and only 14 made it there. Dude, so that's like, because it's so far up north, the water's so bad. And it said, eventually it was only 500 settlers with the initial people there. Yeah. That's barely anything. Think how big Greenland's massive.
It's the biggest island, isn't it?
You've got 500 people settling there.
Jesus Christ.
So there was him, Eric the Red, and he was like classed as a good explorer. And then his son, Leif Erikson, which you can see Eric's son.
Yeah.
The name's coming.
Eric the Red, Leif Erikson.
Erikson. Oh. He was born in Iceland just before all this. And he moved to Greenland after it was founded with his dad. And in 1000 AD, he went back to Norway. And by this time, the guy who was in charge of Norway was called, I won't be able to pronounce his name, but I thought it was cool. It was Olaf I. Tryggvason. Tryggvason, but it's spelled really weird.
Yeah, and all like Icelandic letters and that.
Runic runes.
Yeah,
but he was a Christian by this time and converted Leif Erikson to Christianity and sent him back to Greenland to convert Greenland to Christian, and it was one of the first like Viking places that was Christian.
Is that what calmed a lot of the Vikings down in the end? Do you think?
Could have been, yeah.
Christianity.
I think maybe, yeah, and just integrating with everybody else.
If that rings a bell, that's what calmed them down in England as well.
They all just transferred over to fucking Christianity.
Like I said at the start, it's like that's what it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Religion was sweeping sweeping through, just calming everyone down.
Chilling.
Because they were all dead chilled down the bottom, weren't they? By Constantinople and whatever they were doing down there. The Muslims were doing their own thing, and
well, you got Mohammed then, haven't you? With his big wars.
Oh well, that's another. Don't get into that.
But this Leif Erikson goes a bit weird now. Well, not weird, but it goes. So on one trip back to Greenland, he was blown off course, and he landed in North America. And they say he is the first person.
Is this who you were talking about when we
on the Columbus
when
one?
we did Columbus?
Yeah, this is him. And so he is, but he never claimed it. He never
settled or.
Yeah, he never So it's like
he never told anyone.
Yeah. So what is it? But he went to North America and he had places where they had shipbuilding ports and stuff. So he went there and told people, and people would have come down because there must have been enough people coming there for him to build places to repair the ships and stuff. So there would have been people, I don't know, chilling there for
he actually
years.
had
they find ruins of Viking, where they would rebuild the ships to carry on sailing.
Why is it so?
But he never went back and said this is my land. I've got this new land. It's whereas Iceland, it was claimed and they settled there.
Greenland was Greenland.
Whereas America, I think he just turned up.
He never named it. It was just
he did name it a few things. He named some parts were called Vinland because there was loads of grapes, vines.
Oh, Vinland, yeah.
And there was another place, but I don't know. He just never seemed to
They weren't very imaginative, were they?
I know, yeah. But he is supposed to be. So that's this was in 1000 something.
Yeah.
1000 AD above. So what's that? When did Columbus land in America? 500 years before.
Yeah, it is.
Got the Vikings rocking up.
Fucking
They would have had some battles, wouldn't they, with
Columbus?
With the natives.
With Columbus. Imagine Columbus turns up as the Vikings there. Well, it'd be a decent battle because they were doing the same thing.
Yeah, they were pillaging.
Mm-hmm. But they would. I mean, the natives 100%. It just baffles me that he wouldn't have come from that frozen block of shite.
Yeah.
Come down to this place with obviously all the grapes and everything, Vinland, whatever you called it.
It was full of trees and everything.
Yeah. And I don't understand why he didn't just stay there unless he was chased away. Or
he was
scared off.
Scared off by the natives.
Yeah.
Oh, they were too much for the Vikings.
Yeah. I never knew that. I remember you saying when we did Columbus about I said and he discovered North America and you went,
well, here we go.
The Vikings, that was actually.
So I think this Leif Erikson discovered it or what? I don't know. I don't know the grey area of how you claim a land.
I think he just settled there. I don't think.
Yeah, he named it, and they had a few places people would turn up to repair the ships.
And it's massive.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of it he
really explored.
How much Viking stuff do you find up that coast?
Yeah.
The east coast of America.
The west coast, East coast, right up north. Must have been. Well, they must have gone further down because they were building the ships.
Yeah,
but they must have just not done much.
And then you got to think that's a decent sail home, now, isn't it?
I know, yeah. go up to Greenland.
Yeah.
Stop off there for a bit.
I know, because that's the only way you're going back, isn't it? You're not going.
Go all the way.
Going to sail the Pacific or the Atlantic, whatever it is.
Where was Columbus sailing from? Spain.
Yeah.
Just end up in Spain.
Back to Spain. And the Spanish will send you back.
Yeah. So there was that ties into what I was saying with the Vikings they were explorers.
Yeah.
They weren't just they were pillaging and everything, but they were doing a lot of travelling, seeing loads of cultures.
And that's
some of them ended up as far as Constantinople.
And that's the year 1000.
That's around that, just after that.
So 1066 is the end of the Viking age, but they were definitely still.
Yeah, and I think
chilling out.
From what you said, the Christianity.
Yeah, that must have done.
I think that and integrating with because they were settling in so many places by then, weren't they?
Yeah,
they've just integrated fully.
You're getting from all the rape. You're getting all these half-born children who've got a bit of sensibility about them and with the brute strength of a Viking.
Yeah, that's it.
No,
and it's just all diluted.
Yeah.
Whereas in the start, they were literally just coming from Scandinavia, weren't they? They didn't have settlements anywhere.
I just can't believe, at that beginning of this podcast where the Vikings are just going pure brutality, and they're the only ones doing it.
Yeah.
And no one knows, no one sees anything. There's these giant men.
Out of nowhere.
And I'm gonna do some more research. I'm gonna watch some videos of Vikings tonight. I wanna learn a bit more about Greenland as well.
Yeah, see what's going on there.
Yeah. I just need to see a Viking skeleton.
Yeah.
Or a coffin or something, just to get a sense of scale. I know I'm not a tiny person.
Yeah.
But
built like a Viking, aren't you, Callum?
Not really, no. Got shoulders like a brown snake. But I just, there must be massive. I haven't seen any Viking stuff. I've never taken any notice of it before, but I bet there's I bet you go to the museum in Liverpool and they'd have
They'll have some Viking stuff.
Yeah, 100%. Like the helmets and that giant. Imagine big giant helmets.
With the horns.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing that in battle. I know. I was trying to look at the weapons they had, and it was quite similar though to it, because the weaponry back then is just
primitive.
It was they had swords. They always fought with shields.
Yeah, the circle.
Yeah, they had shields. That was a big thing in their battles.
Yeah,
axes.
But you got to think what would the Romans do? Like the level of
the Romans are almost they are 1,000 years before.
The level of battle, the tactical battle from
the Romans are another thing.
It's an anomaly, isn't it?
Massive anomaly.
Anomaly.
I can't fucking say that word.
I'll say it for you.
Yeah.
You let me struggle on any word I fuck up.
Anomaly.
Anomaly, yeah. Yeah, that's another episode alone. Definitely don't drop Romans on me 2 days before.
No way. No, I think the Romans is a 2-parter.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
There's so much.
Go on. We can do 5 parts. What do we see? I'm torn on these Vikings. I know that the Scandinavians, they weren't documenting anything. No, at all.
No, they couldn't write.
No, they couldn't do any of it. When the documentation of the Vikings from their side came out, it was 1,000 years later.
Yeah,
the whole thing had passed. Christianity had taken over.
Yeah.
The documentation we get is from the people that the Vikings were pillaging. So they hate them.
Yeah.
They're evil.
Yeah.
So everything's going to get blown up anyway.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's just so unbelievable.
Yeah. And then you got to think, on top of that, we haven't even touched it one bit, because I don't even know how you touch it. But you got all the Norse mythology.
Yeah.
What the fuck's all that about?
Fucking
was that all written down? That was just talked about, wasn't it?
Yeah. And how
Odin. Fucking Valhalla. What the fuck's Valhalla?
Is this all the same?
Yeah.
They're telling these tales, aren't they? Yeah. At the same time.
Thing is, the one thing about the Vikings was they had the Valhalla concept. Where that's where you go when you die, and it's you're partying with the gods.
Stuff like Viking funerals and stuff.
You're not going to be scared to die. In fact, you want to die.
They are born and raised warriors, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not scared of death. Well, the others are scared of death, aren't they? Or the people you're fighting are scared to get an axe through the head. Yeah. Where these are
So these aren't terrified to die because they want to die.
They want to party with the gods.
Popping a load of mushrooms before they get off the boat. Yeah. And just wiping out all these people who are half the size of them.
Yeah. 6'5". Fucking throwing axes around.
Well, I mean, I was going to say how have they not taken over, but the Viking descendants is absolutely everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
You look at our country. All you Johnsons and everyone out there.
Yeah.
You're all Vikings.
You've all had the Danelaw on you.
Yeah. It's just insane. Maybe I'm gonna do a little bit of talk. I'm gonna do a little bit of research about Danelaw and stuff like that. I like the idea of revisiting this just to start our next episode. I just have a little recap.
Yeah.
Just because I will have listened. Oh no, I won't have listened.
No. I can maybe send you and you can have a little listen. Yeah. Think about stuff. I know the Danelaw. One thing I was saying is it was a lot fairer than other laws. We're talking about them being barbaric and stuff, but women were treated equal.
Ah.
It was no, what's the word? Not progressive, but
it almost is.
Stuff like that. I can't remember the exact stuff, but it wasn't backwards.
Yeah.
Fucking.
They were moving them forwards.
Yeah, it was the women were equal.
It's progressivism.
You all yeah.
Nice.
And then you just fucking pillage.
Well, in Vikings. I know, they still had that little bit of thirst inside them, didn't they, to go and pillage everywhere else, but they were settled. And it's, do you know what's insane? That the Vikings are like, and we talked about like people in Iceland being giants and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then you go to like Sweden and Denmark and Norway and stuff now, and they're like the cleanest places in the world.
Yeah.
Just everyone's just so nice, beautiful people. What the fuck?
Like how?
It's just insane. I almost don't believe it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's my last note on the Vikings is I don't believe it.
Do you think it?
It's all a tale.
I was going to
It's all a
say,
story.
do you think it all just merges into the mythology?
Yeah.
They're all dancing with Odin in Valhalla.
Yeah, I don't believe half of it.
Half of it.
Yeah.
It's blown out of proportion.
I just think it's just. But I get like this every time we talk about stuff from like this far away.
Yeah.
Like Napoleon and Columbus, and it's all like, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, and I need to see it.
Think though, if you think, like now, like we're not exposed to stuff as fucked up as that, aren't we? The average person.
So it would be unbelievable.
Yeah. Whereas back then, people are getting killed all the time.
Yeah.
It's not as. So to push it to the extreme probably wasn't that extreme compared to now.
Maybe. I still don't believe it. I don't know. I think stuff gets so muddled up. And I hate to bring it, because I brought this up a couple of weeks ago about the Bible and Jesus and stuff like that and all that stuff that got...
Yeah,
it's Chinese whispers, isn't it?
It's all bullshit.
It is. It's just... Like, people are writing things down and collating all this documentation. It's just like...
Well, to go against that, though, the only time in history back then where it wasn't Chinese whispers was the Romans.
Oh, because they did
document. They were fully documenting everything precisely.
Yeah.
And you can go and see, like, the books of like, everything. And
I'm fair with those Romans. Like, they were onto something.
Yeah,
then.
they're the
But
anomaly.
I mean, these terrified little monks.
Yeah.
These bare human beings.
Yeah.
And marching up to them. They've come out of nowhere. Never seen it. And then they're the ones that you're trusting on the stories that they're telling. Because the Vikings don't speak a language you can write down. They don't write.
They don't want to talk to you.
No. I don't know. I think the big, like I saw, the big massive thing for how much we do know about the Vikings was like the archaeological digs and stuff that they started doing. And
it'd be good to look at them, like you said.
Yeah, I want to see some stuff. I might go to the museum this weekend, maybe.
This week,
it's free to go, isn't it? So
in York.
No, in Liverpool.
Oh right.
Or maybe I'll check if they've got a Viking exhibition first.
Yeah.
I might take my little cousin. He likes the museum.
Yeah, take him.
And I'll let you know. That's what I'll do next week. I'm gonna do it this weekend.
So on the next episode, guys, we're gonna start with Cal's introduction to.
Yeah. My newfound expertise on the Vikings. And I'll let you know whether I believe or not after.
That's it.
After I've done a bit of discovery. Oh, right, mate. Thanks for that. Perfect as always, Steve. It's some of my favourite stuff, like to just sit here and just listen to you talk. And the listeners you don't get this where I get to look at Steve when he's pulling all those 1066 Battle of Hastings facts just from his mind. He's got his eyes closed and you can see him buzzing around trying to grab all the little synapses just with little thoughts. Whereas I just mumble over fucking tiny little bits of notes I made about.
No, you drop the questions though. You know, change my mind a bit.
Keep that flow. Yeah, that's what we do, don't we? We work well together. That's why we've done 20 episodes, Steve.
Flying it. That's why it's so natural.
How do you feel about it?
I feel good. I feel like it's my child.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that, and like you were saying, you want to move away and just live somewhere else for 4 months.
Yeah,
I just hope that doesn't happen anytime in the
soon.
immediate future.
Yeah, minimum it'll be after summer. So
otherwise,
a good few episodes.
I'll be sat here trying to work out what these dials do.
Yeah, which cables which.
Yeah, or we'll do it over Zoom.
Maybe you could just come away with me.
Yeah, and we'll do it on the road.
Yeah. Fly out every week to me, Cal.
Yeah.
I'll be in a different place.
Every Monday.
Every Monday.
No, that'd be good. Because I've got... Maybe I will. Maybe if you do it in the summer. Well, whenever. I've got holidays in work.
Oh, I'm not going away. I'm not going away this summer.
No, I know.
And I'm not like... I haven't...
No, but if you did decide to go...
I'm just...
Well, I'd just take a week off work and I'd come and we'd do a couple of recordings. I mean, let's go to see Charles first before I decide to go to
100%.
fucking
Yeah.
wherever you are.
Yeah. I can't wait to go to York. I
Yeah.
cannot wait.
Now
Especially
that I know
now that is the
the Vikings are pretty big over there.
yeah.
Now I want to go. How long have we done?
We've done an hour and 40.
Oh, aye.
Yes.
The sweet spot.
Yeah.
And do you know what I've noticed? The sweet spot, I've said that a few times when I ask you how long we've done.
Yeah.
It's becoming, we're having our own little podisms, aren't we? Like towards the end of the pod and I go, how long have we done?
How long have we done?
The sweet spot's just got later and later. So the sweet spot, like at the start, was an hour.
An hour. An hour and 10. An
Yeah.
hour and 20.
Yeah.
Now it's on an hour and 40.
An hour 40. The sweet spot. Yeah, it's just getting it's getting good, isn't it, mate?
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful.
And I've enjoyed it. And listeners, I hope you've enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
We're going to call this one a pod. Again, I just want to say, and I do hate doing it. And I don't hate doing it, but I'm going to have to get used to doing it. We want to push this pod. We want to get it out there. So
or even like feedback or just like some communication,
feedback,
interaction,
comments. People who watch it on YouTube, comment, let us know, like
any ideas.
Yeah, ideas, definitely. And if you are a spotty little 16-year-old who listens to this podcast every week and is desperate to just have some
input,
please put yourself forward to run all our social media. Yeah. Right, guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week. I don't know what we're doing, but I'm sure it'll be just as good as the previous 20 episodes.
This was brought to you by Merdley Productions.